Hey guys, it's Infrared God, and I'm back with another Pokemon Brick Bronze video. I also got a new mic since my old one had horrible sound quality. Shout out to Enzer for the recommendation, and Brick Bronze fan for their support. This video will be about who appears to be the most hated Pokemon Brick Bronze YouTuber I've ever seen, Zenshin. I've never seen so much unanimous hate for a YouTuber in this community. Remember that this video is meant for criticism, not slander, so watch the entire thing before you comment. With introductions out of the way, let's get started. So, Zenshin is pretty popular with over 1,000 subscribers, and most of his videos are focused on PvP. I might not be the best player in the world, but I know enough about competitive singles to give recommendations like team building and strategies to the community. However, Zenshin on the other hand lacks quite a lot of PvP knowledge and or experience, and this is made pretty clear with his videos. We'll look at one in particular as an example, the best starters for PvP from Gens 1 through 7. Now, if I were to guess that the starters included in the video or on the thumbnail, I've got problems with this video already. Typhlosion, Swampert, and Emboar are all bad recommendations for this video. Most people in this community know that Typhlosion is my favorite Pokemon, and as much as I want to say it's the best Gen 2 PvP starter, it hasn't been since Gen 3. Feraligatr is actually a lot better, considering it has a better ability in Sheer Force, which negates Life Orb damage along with its 30% power bonus, and a wider move pool with setup and better coverage. I mean, come on, look at these two sets and tell me which is better. Obviously the Dragon Dance set. Swampert might be the best starter for Adventure, but Blaziken had been banned from competitive play for 9 years. Speed Boost is a broken ability. Come on man, do your research. Emboar, oh dear god. Like with Blaziken, Serperior also has a broken ability in Contrary, which makes Leaf Storm stat reduction a stat buff instead, by 2 stages. And, unlike Emboar, it can actually outspeed stuff. Alright, let's actually watch the video. Like I said in the past, I can't really criticize someone's channel without watching it. Let's see why this video was so hated. I'ma stop you right there. There are 2 things wrong with this set. I mean, besides the horrible oversight of putting choice band instead of choice specs. That's lazy editing considering these sets are your entire video. Mistake number 1 is putting a choice item on Charizard in the first place. Charizard's selling point in PvP are its Mega Forms. Why bother with anything else when you get insane stats just by giving up your item slot? If you're using Base Zard, you would use Boots to negate Stealth Rock's damage. Mistake number 2 is putting the moves Overheat and Solar Beam here. Solar Beam would actually be fine if he was using Zard Y, but he's not. Overheat is also a really bad move when you consider the fact that you not only already have a Fire Stab move with Flamethrower, but the other fact that Specs Zard sets, which date back to Gen 5, you see why Specs was a bad idea, use Fire Blast. Both choice sets use Fire Blast and Flamethrower. The only Pokemon I can think of that would ever use Overheat is Rotom Heat, because that's quite literally the only Fire type damaging move it gets. Let's move on. I'd like to mention that Mega Swampert is still outclassed by base Blaziken. Oh, great heavens! What the f is this Infernape set? What is Stealth Rock doing there? Okay, so I already went over how Overheat sucks, but this set is all over the place. It looks like a would-be choice band set gone wrong. First off, Smogon has not 1, but 2 better Life Orb sets for Infernape. Second, mixed sets are a part of the whole trying to do too much at once problem Infernape has had, but this takes it to a whole other level. Dear God, please do your research. Even the decent stuff earlier in this video is usually a screen rip from Smogon with no explanation behind it. Having Water Shuriken is kinda unnecessary on a spec set. You should have your 2 stab moves, 1 or 2 coverage moves, and a hazard if you got an empty slot on Specs Greninja sets. Water Shuriken would make more sense on something like a Life Orb or Focus Sash set. Again, this is just an unexplained Smogon screen rip, even though Smogon updated this set in Gen 9 with something much better and available to Greninja in Gen 7. Except Gen 9 nerfed Protein to only work once per switch-in, so you'd still use Battle Bond. Okay, the Smogon screen rips are getting ridiculous. Not only is Primarina the best Gen 7 starter, but this is probably Incineroar's worst Smogon set for Brick Bronze. Keywords, Brick Bronze. This set was made for Gen 7 NU, which is a tier that only has mons around Incineroar's level of strength or weaker. Brick Bronze only has one anything goes format, which means you should be a lot more careful with using Smogon sets, especially in this case where Incineroar has 2 other singles movesets that are leagues better than this one since the Insinium Z doesn't exist in Pokemon Brick Bronze. The weakness policy set is much better for an offensive Incineroar, because not only will Flame Charge fix your terrible speed, but the low base power of your moves won't matter when you're bulky enough to activate the weakness policy and double your attack anyway. Not to mention abusing Power Trip at the same time. Honestly, I want to defend this guy and say he doesn't deserve the hate, but he kinda grew an ego because of his sub count, and it's not okay. Just be a lot more careful with your PvP guides, please. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.